All right. So now, the challenge is going to be to this is going to slide on here and then compress down. This would be a lot easier if this thing wasn't on wheels. Dumb idea with it, put this thing on wheels. Anyways, damn. I gotta compress this thing quite a bit to get that. Wow, that's strong. Damn. I think if I gave it all my might, both arms on this thing, I could probably do it, but then I won't be able to put the pin in. I would need an assistant to slide the pin in. See if we can't figure something else out. Wonder if this will work. Close. Yeah, here's the trick now. I gotta release this.
Thanks for asking, but I got them not sending you pictures. I'm camera shy. They already said no. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. My webcam's broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school.
I release this. It's gonna violently slam back this way. I don't like what I did here. This was a mistake. Try this. Come just about the thickness of this rod off. I think I got something going here. I think I might have it. I want to just pound on it because the pin's not straight. Might be hitting on all the sides that are coming out the slot. That's probably what's happening. Try and knock that pin from the back side here. Screwdriver forward enough so it pops in that slot. Oh, heck, the radio just said it's 10:02. I gotta go to bed and get my beauty sleep. Alright, I got a plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock that pin back out part way and then try and insert this punch partially into that hole and use this to wedge it into position and then tap the pin over quickly to see if I can't pop it in. Okay, that didn't work, but you can just see the edge of the pin right there. So I'm going to try and see if I can't wedge a large screwdriver blade in here between the top of the spring and this metal edge here. Maybe just use that to force it over. Well, gave up on that. Decided to remove it all together from the unit. Took the other pin out, which means I've got to make yet another homemade cotter pin deal here. See if I can't figure out how I'm going to go about getting this to seat in there. Maybe with it up like this, maybe I could push down with a screwdriver blade from the top here while tapping that pin through. Just see the pin is not quite in position to go through. Seems like this rod doesn't want to compress that spring anymore because it looks like it's almost like the end of the rod here is getting hung up. It's like it's supposed to, I think, come out this hole as it I think it's supposed to come out this hole as you push it in any further, and like it's impinging on the edge there or something. What the heck's going on with this thing? Ugh, I hate to say it, but I think I actually want to take this pin out and remove this whole rod and spring assembly and see if it's bent, or maybe when I took this out I rotated it 180 degrees and it's not supposed to be. Whew, I'm a little winded, but that's what it was. I rotated that rod around 180 degrees, and when I was able to push it down, this little pointed end here was able to push through this hole just enough to make the difference. Boy, that spring is really hard to compress. What I ended up doing was I ended up taking it here on the shop floor and just pushing down with all my might and holding it with both hands. Then the trick was, once I get it fully compressed, to try and maintain enough pressure on it to grab the pin. So I put the pin on the floor right next to me and I popped it in. And it was tricky, but I managed to do it. So now I can put my makeshift clips in. Well, I decided while I have this off, that would be the perfect time to remount it to the underside of the hood. Then I only have to deal with putting that little pin in after I put the hood back on. But before I can do that, I've got to fix the damage here to the hood where a couple of the screws had just pulled right out and a couple of them had broken off. This one, luckily, I was able to grab it with my vice grips and unscrew that one. So now, if I this is actually raised up a little bit here, if I just tap this down, flatten it back out again, and maybe use some oversized sheet metal screws, I should be okay with that one. This one's going to be a little bit tougher because that little screw head I can't grab onto. But this is such thin sheet metal, I bet you I can use a punch and just knock it right out. That was easy. I didn't even need the hammer. I just pushed on it with the punch and it popped out. So now I'm going to get this on a solid surface so I can tap that down. Alright, I found 4 screws that thread in there nicely, and bonus on those is that they actually happen to be stainless steel screws that I had. So it's nice and sturdy on there now. So let's put the lid back on.